Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. These are the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive all the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace? Gifts of the goddess, are you ready to receive love? Are you ready? Joy, are you ready? Peace, are you ready? Are you ready to receive all the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace? Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive all the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive compassion, I am ready. Forgiveness, I am ready. Laughter, I am ready. I am ready to receive all the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive all the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive passion, I am ready. Success, I am ready. Abundance, I am ready. I am ready to receive all the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive all the gifts of the goddess, love, joy, and peace. Gifts of the goddess, I am ready to receive. I am ready to receive. Woo!
Good.
That's it. We're good.
Please be seated. I know we usually do 2 songs, so flexibility and change is good. It's my pleasure to welcome each and every one of you on this incredibly bright, beautiful, sunshiny morning. Approaching the Thanksgiving holiday, so we start to move into that mindset of what we have to be grateful for in so many ways. And I truly am grateful for each and every one of you. I am grateful for those of you who are tuned in on our YouTube channel, and bless you and thank you for being with us and sharing your loving energy with us. I want to just take a moment to remind you to silence your phones if you have not yet done so. And with that, I want to invite Pam to please come forward and light our Christ candle and read our daily word reading for today. Do you know how to work this?
I think so.
Okay. No harm, no harm. You have to pull that down like that. So we are grateful for teamwork.
Yes, teamwork.
No?
There we go.
Now it is.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everyone. The word for today is protected, and the daily word reading is I rest securely knowing I am divinely protected. I love this. Okay. Protection is more than physical safety. It is the deep assurance that no harm can befall me at the level of spirit. I am guided and sustained by the infinite intelligence and love of spirit. This protection is not fear-based, but faith-based, a deep understanding that no matter what appears in the outer world, the Christ presence within me is my enduring spiritual protection. This awareness helps me put the news of the world in proper perspective. As I align my thoughts and feelings with spiritual truth, I feel safe. Affirming divine protection allows me to live boldly, knowing I am not alone. I believe in the prayer for protection, which assures me I am surrounded, enfolded, and protected by the presence and power of God. Today's reading, it comes out of Psalms 91:11, which says, "For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." Thank you, everybody. Okay, so I'm today's prayer chaplain, and if there are any joys or sorrows or anything in between or anything you want to share, I'll be right here, or we could go in the other room, whichever you want. I'll be available. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. And now I invite all of you to please join with me in praying the prayer by Reverend Sherry Taylor Jones, which is in the bulletin and on the screen. As we gather together in new and creative ways this holiday season, we come into awakening to our humanity. We come into the realization of oneness. We come into gratitude for the spectrum of diversity. We come into loving each person as we feel the energetic strands of connection. Today we create new traditions of thanksgiving and celebration. And now I invite you to please return to your feet and join in singing and praying the Lord's Prayer.
Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen.
Thank you. Please be seated. Now it's the time that we give thanks and we bless our children. So I invite our children to come forward. I think they have something special for us today. Join me now. We love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you and know that you are empowered to do great things.
Now, normally we sing to the children, but today the children are going to sing to us. So those of you who are singing, come on up and get yourself situated on the risers like we practiced. And this is a song that Wanda Faye actually found. So thank you, Wanda Faye, for suggesting this. Just fine. Just squeeze yourselves in there. It's all good. Yeah. It's good. good, Elijah, as long as we can still see you. Everybody ready? Okay, get all the rustling of your papers out right now. There we go. Do it. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Every day in my world, every day with our friends, every moment we share has love. If you look in my eyes, if you look in my heart, every moment we share has love. Hear it. There is hope in me as I sing to you. There is magic in my heart as we join our hands and we celebrate. There is love as we learn how to grow like a flower in sun. Every moment we share has love. Everything that we need is right here in our hearts. Every moment we share has love. There is hope in me as I sing to you. There is magic in my heart as we join our hands and we celebrate. There is love. As you hear me sing, my love goes to you. From my heart to yours, can you hear my voice? There is hope in me as I sing to you. There is magic in my heart as we join our hands and we celebrate. There is love. There is hope in me as I sing to you. There is magic in my heart as we join our hands and we celebrate. There is love. There is love. There is love. Thank you all.
They were ready to do another song.
Fine by me.
Thank you, music team. It's good to know that sometimes I'm not the only one who forgets what the oos is all about. I have a short story for you, which I think is on point with the lesson today. So I'm going to share it. And that is, there once was an elderly lady who had a pretzel stand, and every day on the corner, she would sell pretzels. And every day, a young lawyer would come out of the office building, which was near to where her stand was, and as he walked by, he would place 2 quarters on her stand and never, ever took a pretzel and just went on his way. And this went on for almost 5 years. And then one day, the lawyer came out and again placed 2 quarters on her stand. And by the way, I left out an important line. And every day, there was not a word exchanged between them. He would leave the 2 quarters, and she would give a grateful nod. And this went on for 5 years. And then one day, he came and he put the 2 quarters on her stand, and for the first time, the woman spoke to him. She said, "Sir, thank you so much for your business. You are absolutely my single best customer. But there is something that you should know. And that is that the price of pretzels today is 75 cents. So here we are, just a few days from Thanksgiving, and which is absolutely my very favoriteest holiday of all of them. And our topic today is goodness gracious. And that phrase, goodness gracious, I looked it up. It goes back to the 1700s, and it was always an expression of surprise, but it also was an expression that in that surprise or whatever that came at somebody, it was an expression of the goodness and the grace of God. And then over the course of the centuries, you know, that God kind of fell out of the picture, and it just became a common expression of surprise. Oh, goodness gracious. Of course, that now is a phrase that has really become old, and we have moved on to things like, "You got to be kidding me," or "holy," which I won't say. Okay? But, so today we're going to talk about gratitude, which is both a difficult thing and an easy thing to talk about. I mean, we all appreciate gratitude, right? We know that we are supposed to be grateful, and we should have a mindfulness about thanking people and thanking God in many ways. And when our kids are small, we teach them manners. You know, somebody does something for them, you know, and we tell them, "What do you say?" You know, we hear that little voice, "Thank you," which is it's something that is more than just going on in that moment. What we are trying to instill is a much deeper sense of knowing that there's a disposition that we can share that has some meaning in response to the gifts that we bring. And so this thing about being grateful and giving thanks is something that is absolutely a part of every culture on the face of the earth. We understand that there's something profound and that there's something significant about responding in a way which reflects a deeper feeling within us. So there is a gospel story that I want to talk about that is right on for this whole thing, and it's the story of the 10 lepers. And in this story, Jesus is traveling between Galilee and Samaria, and he's confronted by 10 lepers. And the 10 lepers keep their distance, as they were mandated to do by law, but they shouted out to Jesus, "Master, please have mercy on us." And Jesus responds by telling them, "Go to the high priests and show them that you are healed. Because once you were a leper, you were on the outside, you were ostracized, you were not welcome in the community, and the only way that you could get back in is if you got a clean bill of health from the high priest." And so they go off, all 10 of them, but then one of them does something different. He stops, he turns around, He comes back to where Jesus is. He throws himself on the ground and he gives praise to God. It says, thank you to Jesus. And Jesus has a reaction of, were there not 10 of you? Where are the other 9? Is this only one who have found thanks to be the Samaritan? This foreigner is a word that Jesus uses. Good morning, Luna. How are you? Atta girl. We're grateful for you. We hear this story, and I think it's really easy to have a reaction, well, yeah, that figures. You know, so much of the world is into itself these days. You know, it's no surprise to me that they would just go off and forget about this and just be so into themselves. You know, 40 years ago, we might have referred to such a person as a yuppie. And today I learned that the modern day expressions would not be yuppie, but would be yucky or hipsters. And we've kind of fell into a new normal that lack of thanks has just been all too common to us. So we got to go back into the story, and we always have to understand when we're working the metaphysics of a story, we are all of the characters in the story. That means that you are the one who came back and gave thanks, and you are also the 9 that did not come back and give thanks. And to make a distinction here, it's not about sometimes you are grateful, and sometimes, maybe a lot of times, that you are not. But you are the 9 and you are the 1 all at the same time. And so what that means is when we are busy giving our gratitude, is it stemming from our heads or is it stemming from our hearts? Because when it stems from our heads, we're talking about 10% gratitude, and it's 100% gratitude when it's emanating and flowing through our hearts, but coming from our very soul, from our very ground of our being. You know, it's really fascinating. When I was in the seminary, I had to do an internship working silent unity. I had to give 40 hours on the phones with people. In the 40 hours that I worked that ministry, and I was busy without a break from minute to minute to minute, nobody ever phoned in and said, I want to pray and give thanks to God. Everybody always came, as all 10 of the lepers came, and they said, this is what's going on in my life, and this is a mess, and I'm asking for prayer to help fix the pain and the troubles that I have. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this. Okay, we have a prayer box, and people here submit names, and there's occasionally a situation in which they're asking for prayer in response, and it's the same phenomenon. You know, I get a report of the prayers that are submitted every week. I don't recall ever having read one that says, I want to give thanks. Living and being in a state of gratitude is something that is part of our fiber, at least ideally. And it's really fascinating that Jesus referred to the person who came back as a Samaritan, because a Samaritan was considered by the Jews to be a lowlife, somebody that they had disdain for, somebody that they didn't socialize with, somebody that they did not feel any connectivity with. And metaphysically, I believe that a Samaritan are those parts of our being, our shame, our embarrassment, our smallness, our hurtfulness, our brokenness, that we really also do not want to associate with. That we would just as soon keep it off to the side. And so there's a really powerful metaphysical understanding here that I believe is what this whole gospel story is all about, because it's consistent with just about everything that we pick up and read in the scriptures. It comes from our brokenness. Gratefulness is seated in our hurting. Thankfulness stems from our vulnerability. Appreciation comes from an overall awareness of who we are, and it's not exclusionary in any sense of the word. It's either coming from a complete place of where we are, or it's only 10%. Did you ever send out thank you cards? Honestly, when you were filling out the thank you cards, were you doing those because that was what etiquette called for you to do? Or was every single word on every single card 100% immersion in the process of being grateful? Because if any of it was missing that, then you have an understanding of what it's like to be one of the 9. It's all about recognizing the God in everything, including the bad stuff. Because any experience that we ever have, absolutely, positively, is an opportunity. And seizing every opportunity always begins with gratitude. Gratitude for God and gratitude for God in that situation. You know, when I was putting this talk together, I came to what for me was a realization. A couple of months ago, I gave a sermon on forgiveness. And I came to realize that forgiveness and gratitude are kin. They're really two sides of the same coin. And during that talk at the time, I said that forgiveness allows us to go back and absolutely alter history, because in letting go of that which we were reluctant to forgive, we really bring to ourselves a reality that in effect it didn't happen. And gratitude is the same thing. Gratitude is not about submission. Gratitude is about empowerment. You ever hear somebody say, when somebody's trying to do something for them, I don't want to be indebted to him. We feel shackled sometimes, that we're imposed upon to show up at least 10% of us, and say thank you when we really would rather not. Because we are so immersed in our frailties, and we are so into being more tuned in with the world than we are to the kingdom of God, that we don't even want to get involved in a perfunctory way sometimes to just acknowledge what is going on in relationship and in all our relationships and what we are at any given time, at every given time. You know, I can't really blame or point a finger at the 9 who didn't come back. I think it's a very human reaction. When we have felt out of it, when we have felt left out of it, when we are feeling like nobody cares, and we want people to keep a distance from us, we don't want people to keep a distance from us, and we are hurting because we are alone, and all of a sudden, the shackles are removed, and society now says, okay, it's okay for you to come in now. Of course, it has to be a joyous occasion. Because for so long, you're left out, and now all of a sudden, you belong. Belong. But belong to what? Belong to a world which has no use for a foreigner? Belong to a world in which you're really trained and taught to be more about yourself and keeping yourself first and not being grateful or conscious or aware of the other people that you're relating to, and not being aware of the connectivity that you had. And it's understandable to have a difficult time appreciating that connectivity when we're down and we're hurting. So the question comes, if we really believe that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, or my preference, if we really believe that we are human beings, what did I say? We are spiritual beings having a human experience. My preference is, I got this all backwards. Let me start. If we really believe that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, or my preference, that we are human beings having a spiritual experience, why not be all in? Why not give ourselves over into continuing our journeys with an appreciation that, as small as the steps that we might be taking to dwell further in the kingdom, that every single one of those steps and every encounter along the way and every relationship and every bit of sunshine and every rain cloud and just, why aren't we grateful for the gift of life? And I don't care what we are going through at any given time. And I'm not naive. I understand that pain is really, really difficult. And I understand that we all hurt sometimes. In the worst circumstances of all, there is always an opportunity to be grateful. Goodness, graciousness is all about realizing and feeling the goodness and the grace of God that is being offered to us no matter what, whenever wherever, it doesn't make a difference. I want to share with you one of my favorite people who once was, a couple of quotes by Meister Eckhart, who once said, "God is nearer to me than I am to myself. My existence depends on the nearness and the presence of God." You cannot have that awareness and not be grateful. And he also said something else that is really profound. He said, if the only prayer we ever prayed was thank you, it would be enough. So I invite you now. Let's go into prayer and meditation, and doing so that with a mindfulness of doing something that is really difficult for ourselves, and that is go in with a mindset of getting nearer to ourselves by growing in nearness to God and Spirit.
I want to live without making demands, asking for help when I need it, being happy just doing the best that I can. When I stumble, I won't be defeated.
Be grateful.
I'm making room for grace. I'm stepping aside. I'm opening up a space. Now the blessings arrive. I'm making room for grace. I am stepping aside. I'm opening up a space. Now the blessings arrive every day. I'm making room for grace. I'm making room for grace. Making room, making room.
Yeah, just did Dr. Luna, you were going to have to pray. Join me now in prayer. And I invite you to maybe consider a different type of receptivity today. A different type of awareness. Maybe to go in with a simple request. Loving Spirit, help me learn not to take things for granted. So I invite you to take a nice, deep, healthy breath. And as you breathe in, feel the gratitude that fills your soul, just as the air or the oxygen fills your lungs. How blessed we are if we could only pause for a moment. Take a breath and look around. How blessed we are if we could just take a moment, a small moment, at the wonder of it all. To take time to wonder at this world through which we wander. How blessed we are and how we can bring ourselves to realize it. To look for God even in the smallest of things. And so I invite you to take yet another breath and go deeper, seeking a deeper and more significant awareness of everything, of anything, of it all. And you take another breath, and maybe this time with a silent wow. That's asking a lot. To constantly be focused on every single iota that this gift of life brings to us. Every relationship that we have, every casual encounter we have, filling the tank with gas, cleaning the house, preparing Thanksgiving dinner and every other meal. Understanding how blessed we are that we are able to take each and every step that we take, both literally and figuratively, no longer taking anything for granted, and coming most of all to appreciate the fullness of who and what we are, and coming to appreciate the realization that we have the power to unleash that fullness. Share it. That we have the power for giving thanks for the realization that despite any and all appearances, never were we unclean. Never were we unworthy. Never were we ever small. And we listen a little bit harder. We go to the place of letting go of all of the yes, but, and move to a place of yes, and. And so I invite you now just to dwell in that space of sacred discovery in some moments of silence. And now I invite you back to this physical space. I call on you to return with a sense of appreciation for the experience you just had in silence. And now to bring that forth and apply it and share a sense of appreciation and gratitude for this physical space, for the light, for the beauty, for the connection that you share with the person or persons in and around you. Appreciation for the absolute wonder of it all. Loving Spirit, we truly are grateful. We give you thanks now, as we do every week, for the opportunity to come together and share with one another in this service, which is a celebration in which we are comfortable in bringing our concerns, our worries, our troubles. Because in this sacred communion with the oneness that we grow in understanding of, we see blessings, we see opportunity, we feel the love that we so desperately crave. We celebrate a true sense of belonging, not as it's offered to us by the world with conditions and strings attached, but just because. A holy, sacred, just because. We give you thanks for all of it, Spirit, and so very much more. And so it is. Amen and amen. Thank you, Kitty. And I give thanks for this entire music team that keeps showing up and giving of themselves in ways that the congregation really does not know. But I know, and I'm grateful. So now it's time for our sacrament of giving and receiving. And I got to say this just because it came into my head. Feel free to give more than 10%. But we are grateful for your contributions, for your gifts that keep this plant going in so many ways. And always, 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 and it's so consistent with the message that I really tried to deliver today, I am so grateful for the giving of yourselves, which this church family does to such a remarkable extent. So with that, let's pray our affirmations. God is my instant, constant, abundant source of supply. and divine love flowing through me blesses and multiplies all the good that I am, I have, I give, and I receive. Divine love flowing through us blesses and multiplies all the good that we are, we have, we give, and we receive.
I am so grateful for this life I have to live. Oh, and I am so grateful for all I have to give. For I live in a world of abundance, in a true never-ending source from above. Yes, I live in a world of abundance, with a life overflowing and a heart full of love. I am so grateful, for I know my path is blessed by love, so full and graceful. I can trust in every step, for I live in a world of abundance, in a true never-ending source from above. Yes, I live in a world of abundance, with a life overflowing and a heart full of love. Yes, I live in a world of abundance, in a true never-ending source from above. Yes, I live in a world of abundance, with a life overflowing and a heart full of love.
Well done. We do have some announcements, of course. And the first one is our Thanksgiving Eve service is this Wednesday. Please join us for a time of expressing gratitude, a time to show from our hearts appreciation for the many gifts that we have received, both as part of this church family and outside of this church family. And this coming Saturday, we will be decorating the church to prepare our church home for Christmas. Then, if you bring a pot of chili to share, we will all enjoy it together. Please join us for this work, this fun-filled work and fellowship. Please remember, if you have not yet done so, to bring your unwrapped Secret Santa gifts by next Sunday and leave it under the tree, where the tree from which you took the tags. There will only be one trip to deliver the gifts to Casa, so please don't be late. Preparations are underway for our annual Christmas pageant on Sunday, December 14th. During the 10 a.m. service, youth and adults are invited to participate. Rehearsals are November 30th and December 7th during class time, and final practice is on December 13th at 1 p.m. in the sanctuary. Anyone interested in participating, please contact Mary in the youth ed area. And again, something that's not on the screen, I'm actually going to be giving a second message today at 5 o'clock. There's a community meeting for Batavia taking place in the community center in what used to be a church building just the other side of Wilson. And that sermon will be I was told I have 5 minutes to deliver that. But several ministers from Batavia will be participating in that, which will conclude with a candlelight walk to the Peace Bridge. It should be an interesting service tonight if you're available. And with that, someone else is demanding time at the microphone today. So I guess I have to acquiesce since she's leaving. And Kathleen, please come forward. Make sure this is near your mouth.
There is a Japanese legend that states that anyone who folds 1,000 cranes will be granted a wish. 12 years ago, when I started working here, I started my journey to folding the paper cranes that you walked under today while entering the sanctuary. Like every work day, I either had a good day, a bad day, or just a day. Sometimes I would fold a lot. Other times I took an extended break, or I just folded because I have the inability to not really do anything. I somehow stumbled into church management, and I have really loved it since. I have managed 3 churches from large to small, meeting all kinds of people, working with all kinds of people, all really because I have had the incredible support of my husband, who encouraged me to do what I love instead of chasing a high paycheck from my corporate past. Reverend Jan hired me on, and we really had a wonderful time together with all the adventures. Now I leave with Reverend Mike at the helm, and he will continue to steer this ship onward and upwards. I have been training my successor, and we have 2 more days together. I am sure I have missed a couple things, so please give him grace as he learns his position. AJ, here is my thank you to you. My thank you for you for putting up with my stumbled instructions, but I know that you will thrive once you get to know everyone and everyone gets to know you. 1,000 cranes. You know, the crane is considered a sacred and mystical creature, symbolizing good fortune and longevity. So this is how I see it. I believe I am entitled to 1 wish. My wish is greater good fortune and longevity to Unity of Fox Valley, its staff, and our congregants. Okay. Well, to be completely honest, that isn't 1,000 cranes up there. Only a crazy person would actually fold 1,000 origami cranes. There's actually 1,200. Which proves I am truly insane. 1,200. 100 for every year that I have worked here. And since I folded an extra 200, I gave you the head start for you to wish for something even bigger. It's been an honor to serve you. Thank you. Truly, thank you.
That was really well done. So now I'm upset because you could have added to your duties occasionally getting up here and delivering a message, you know.
1,200 times.
So come downstairs and enjoy our Thanksgiving feast, in which will also be a continuation of the celebration of Kathleen being with us. And it'll be an opportunity for you to express whatever feelings and wishes you may have personally. And we're going to have cake on top of it all. So please do that. And with that, I want to invite you to please stand and confer upon one another our congregational blessings. Turn to the person next to you or across the aisle. Remain standing for our prayer of protection, and our sing out which is thank you for this day, right?
Yes, and we'll bless our food while we're singing it.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. We love you.
We love you.
We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ in you and know that you are empowered to do great things. And our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us wherever we are. God is, and all is well. And for that we give thanks.
Yes, we do.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This prosperous, this prosperous, this prosperous day. This prosperous, this prosperous, this prosperous day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This loving, this loving, this loving day. This loving, this loving, this loving day.
Okay, here we go. Food.
Thank you for this food, Spirit. Thank you for this food. Thank you for this food, Spirit. Thank you for this food. This plentiful, delicious, and nourishing food. This plentiful, delicious, and nourishing food. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This Thanksgiving, this Thanksgiving, this Thanksgiving day. This Thanksgiving, this Thanksgiving, this Thanksgiving day.
Thanksgiving.
This Thanksgiving, this Thanksgiving, this Thanksgiving day. This Thanksgiving, this Thanksgiving, this Thanksgiving day.
Let's eat.
Oh, same note as the dog.
Yeah, that was very good.
That was very good, dog.